Hello. Hey guys. How's it going? Hope you're all good. So today is a layout stream, not an art making, drawing, illustrating stream. Something I think I have never done before. I'm not sure, but at least not like as a dedicated stream for just making a layout. So and it's also a special one because I am going to use Affinity for the first time. It's a completely, well, not completely new app to me, but it is the first time I'm trying this for layout work. So I hope that you are okay with me failing a lot and doing some trial and error, because I know how to work with InDesign, so I have lots of years of experience in InDesign, but none in Affinity, and I think I will have to look for functions and shortcuts and browse through menus a bit to find stuff. But I thought this might be interesting because maybe some of you want to switch as well from InDesign to Affinity, or some of you might not have the experience with professional layout software in general. So I can show you a couple of things that I do when I start a whole new layouting project, because I am at a point where I have nothing apart from an idea and lots of artwork, so lots of material. But I want to show you how I start putting this together to something like a document and a book. So, Jumpsit, hello, how's it going? Miss Mia, yes, I am well, hope you are well too. Having a good day so far. Nikki Baguetta, yeah, I'm also looking forward to it, even though I'm a bit, like, I'm not nervous, but I'm differently excited compared to other live streams, because this is out of my comfort zone, maybe, even though like I said, I have experience with layout software. It's something I'm not used to, like working in a software that I don't know at all. So I can explain to you what my plan is for today and what I want to do here. You see there's some art here from my Sins of Life cards project already. Going to get back to that later. So I made the cards deck, this one here. Hello camera. The autofocus is always so slow. Okay, this is my test print pack, so I don't have any cards in there right now because I took some photos earlier in the day. But this is my cards deck. It's coming to Kickstarter in around 2 weeks, on February the 10th. And I, for a while now, had the plan to make an art book for this, or to give the card deck some company, so, or to explain my ideas for the card deck, because the product itself, the deck, is in the end just like a little art collection, but there's nothing coming with it, no guidebook or no explanation. And there's so much conceptual work in this deck and in the illustrations on the cards that I found it cool to have like a little book with some making of material, maybe some detailed shots of the artworks, and just some explanations about the whole concept and making of that deck. So that's what this book is supposed to be, and it's the last big thing I want to do for the Kickstarter campaign. It doesn't have to be finished for the campaign, but I want to at least have a couple pages that look great that I can use in mockups, and I need a cover, but we're not going to do the cover today, I guess. But still at some time I need to cover in the next 2 weeks before I launch the campaign. So it's tight. I'm a bit stressed, and there's lots of work to do, but we'll see where this leads. So that's the plan. And for the book size, I have give me a second. I think I want to make a hardcover book, and I have this fantastic book by O&D Pomeroy called The Hard Switch. It's a graphic novel, and this has, for me, I think this has the perfect size for a little art book. So it's not meant to be like a coffee table book thing. Like, I don't want to make it huge. I think it should be very handy and something you can compare maybe to, like, given the, or when it comes to the size, compared to like a graphic novels or little comic books or something like that. So A4 would probably be too large. I also have this one here by Locatelli Konowski called Witchcraft and Melancholia. One of my favorite artists, comic artists. And this is also a nice size. I did some research for what's possible to print as hardcovers with a budget. So I want to stay at around 8 to 9 euros when it comes to the production price. And so this one here, this one here is 17 by 23, and the Owen Pomeroy one is 18 by 25. So there's this book size. I don't know if it's an international standard, but here in Germany, if you don't want to do A5 and if you don't want to do A4, in between there's usually a classic size that is 17 by 24, which I think is perfect. It's between these two here. I don't know if you can see that all right, but it's between these two, and these were the ones that kind of stuck with me. So when I started the new document here in Affinity, I selected, I can show you my settings here. No, you can't see that. Why can't you see that? Second. There it is. That looks good. So I made 170 millimeters by 240 here on the right. Colors will be CMYK. I'm going to choose Euroscale. No, I'm going to choose an ISO-coded V2 300% profile. That should fit to any kind of online printer I might print this book with. For now, no transparent background. 300 dpi, of course, and I'm going to switch on multi-page here. Facing pages, arrange horizontally. Start on right, yes. So this is how I set up my file. And oh yeah, there's bleed here. I just see. We're going to add 3 millimeters of bleed. That's also an industry standard. So that's how I created this document. So you have the cover here. Oh, no, it's gone again. What's that? So now we have the cover here on the right, and we have the first double spread and the back cover, and here's the pages that we're going to work on. So this is basically everything I've done so far. Jumpsit, you're intrigued at the software myself, or yourself. You want to learn digital art and stuff. Oh, you don't know any software at all. Well, Affinity, I think, is a great thing to get. First, because it's now completely free, but also It has all the different kinds of file types included, which is the vector, pixel, and layout function. So you can switch here on the top, here on the left, between the three functions, and this gives you lots of flexibility to try around and experiment with digital art. So you can draw with a pen, you can draw with your mouse, like with the Bezier function, for example, with vectors, like this thing here. And Photoshop, for example, doesn't have that. And it's pretty cool, but also it's a software that has like lots of functions, and you have to dive into it to understand it a little bit. I think it will be, as a beginner, it will be, or it can be overwhelming. But I think it's worth checking it out. So usually when I start making a book or a zine or whatever, I'm switching on preview mode here. No, off. I want to have it off. So we have these lines here. I don't know. Can you see that? Yeah. This line here is the bleed. So this is the 3mm surrounding the whole page that will be cut off later on. This is kind of the safety margin for the printer. So if they cut, for example, if this is an element and they cut not here but a little bit into this here, which can happen, and there's a bit of a safety margin. So that's what this line is about. And usually the next thing I do is setting up a layout grid, a very basic one, so I can start working with some very basic, very clear elements. And let's see how I do that here. Maybe view guides. Yeah, that looks good. So I have this is pretty similar to InDesign already. So I have columns. Why is that? Aha, okay. So you see I'm setting up columns here. Can do a lot, but I'm starting with 2 columns. Going to give it so the gutter here means the space between the columns. I'm going to start with 5mm here and see where this leads me. And then very important is the margins. So you can set up margins at the edges of the pages. So for example, if you put 40mm, each page gets a 40mm border, and the columns align to this margin. So as this is going to be a hardcover book, probably stitch bound, what's important is that there's enough space here in the middle. Oh wait, you don't see. Give me just a second. I think I need to share. My screen differently. You never see the windows, the pop-up windows. Where is it? So I think that's better. Let me quickly close WhatsApp so you don't see my messages. Okay, that's better. Now you see the window here. So what was I saying? Yeah, so you need to pay attention to the margin at the inner part. So if you imagine this is a double spread here, and this is a hardcover book. If you take a hardcover book like this one here and you flip it open, you always have in the middle an area that is kind of hidden by the I always forget the name for this part of the book in the middle. In German, it's Bund, which you could translate to bound, but I think that's not it. So you have this area here in the middle where a margin is needed, so no important content is hidden. If you have an image that goes over 2 pages, that's what I had in my last live stream. I think I've been talking about that. When you make a layout or an illustration, the composition for something that goes over 2 pages, you have to pay attention that this area here is sometimes difficult to read, so no central or very important elements have to come there. And as a little reminder, it's good to put a margin here, because you could switch this off here on the right. I can, for example, make the margins individually, so I could give this no margin at all, but this would look very shitty later on in printing. So I'm going to give this margin 2. But this is pretty straightforward, just a surrounding margin with 14 millimeters. And now you can, of course, go and say, okay, I want to have a bigger one here. Whoops, nope. At the bottom. Why does it do that? That is weird. Oh, okay, it doesn't anymore. So, for example, if you have a little sub-headline that you want to place on each page, you can change the layout in a way that you have more space here, or for a running page number or whatever. But I'm not going to do that now. It's something I can focus on later. So let's go with 14 everywhere for now. Frame 1, yeah, you're scared of InDesign. Well, I know it's a scary piece of software. Oh, I totally get that. It's but the thing with these overloaded, extremely complex apps, like for example all the Adobe apps, like especially After Effects, I think is crazy. And also Affinity, there's always a way to, or let's say there's always the need that you find your personal workflow, and you can set up your app in a way that suits you best and blend out all the functions that you don't need. And there comes a point, I can promise you, there comes a point where you suddenly feel very home in navigating these apps, because you don't pay attention to all the crazy stuff that's included in there, and that might be for whatever, you know, the function, I don't know, whatever all these functions might do, or what they might be good for, but you have your kind of set of tools you need, and you know where to find them, and then you can have like a very, very straightforward and clean workflow. But it's intimidating from the start. So something else I just saw, there's master pages here. This is very, very important and very helpful. Master pages are like, if you're, for example, used to PowerPoint or so, you have these templates, page templates that you set up and that you can reuse, so everything is always in the same place and doesn't change, or you can just grab it and throw it around. It stays in the same place like a good template should. And I'm just thinking we should set up a good master page here. What is drawing scale? Drawing scale, I don't know. Oh. So I'm going to do that, and for example, let's just quickly, am I on the master page now? And this is weird. If I want to add a page number, that frame text tool, yes, page number. Okay, let me see. Text, insert. math. Symbols. Fields. Ah, here. Page number. Okay, apparently this is how this works here. So if I put the page number on the master page, you see there's only this hatch thing. Cross hatch. Whatever. So let me put that here and also there. Line right. This here? Yes. And then you see here in the document, it's not visible at all. Well done. This is how you don't add page numbers. Oh wait, I probably have to apply the master page here. Yes. So I have to apply the master page to the content pages here. And you see here, there's page number, and I can't move this away because it's part of the master, which is perfect, just the way we want it. Okay, that was pretty easy if you know InDesign. And on the master page, you can also change the layout. So if I decide to later on change the layout to, let's say, 2 millimeters of border and 14 inner, 16 bottom or 18 bottom or whatever, then you see that it has applied these changes to my content pages already. Kind of cool. Okay, so I want to add some columns. 2 columns, 5 millimeters. Didn't I do that already? Oh, I overrode it with the master page, yes. So this should be in here as well. Okay, cool. Very nice. Synthoros, good afternoon. Hope you're good. Hello, Hen. How's it going? Thanks for tuning in. Frame 1, After Effects I can maneuver while asleep, but InDesign just breaks my brain. Oh, okay. Well, if you're good at After Effects, I think, in my opinion, you already have the hardest Adobe app already under your control. So, I very strongly believe in you that you'll be able, or you could be able to master InDesign as well. So I have some thoughts about typography for the book. This is very important, very central. So typography is always extremely important to me. And there's 3 fonts that I want to try out for the book. They are very different. I think it comes down to choosing between A and B. C is a little, yeah, I'm not sure about that, but I have the Principia here. I'm going to add some blind text. I hope that's, C text, insert fill text. Ah, that was easy. This looks not very good. It's way too packed. So this is the Principia font that I think is great, but it doesn't have a thinner cut, so or thinner style. It only has this boldness style, but with different what's the name for? I only know typography words in German. It's always so annoying. Like the thickness or how wide the letters are. This is flexible here, so you see. But they are all always, there's no regular or light style, unfortunately. So I think this won't work out. I need different styles to add some variety to my typography. And it's also very special. It's really very, it is unique, but I don't know if it's a font you really want to read in longer texts. I don't have a plan to write super long text, but still. How do I change the margin here? Like this, right? I mean, this looks better, but yeah, I can quickly show you. Okay, Control D is not place. What is place? Control Shift M. Oh my god, this is a completely different shortcut compared to InDesign. In InDesign, it's Control D. So you see, I have I use this font on my cards here. The J is probably not the best example. Let me quickly look for a king. No. So this is the principle. And I think for the cards, I now have, for the final deck, I have a different style there. Because my friend and type designer Jakob made a custom pip and symbol design for me, which is great. So, but I had these on my my first card prints. It's special edition card prints, which I think is nice because they separate from the final deck. I think that's pretty cool to have like a little separation going on there. And I love how this looks on the card, but not as a reading text. So I think I'm going to drop this. Second option is the Nichrome. Sorry, I'm a bit confused about the typography functions. So I have them on the right here, hidden by my mug, but also here on the top. And I don't know which is where. So I downloaded a trial font of the Nichrome. How do I... This? Uppercase? Yes. Because Jakob, the guy I just mentioned, recommended it to me. I'm going to show you the final style just to compare. And we went with a Art Nouveau. Yes. It's very slow when placing. Affinity is much slower than InDesign when it comes to placing images. I gotta say, it's not a big problem, but I'm a bit impatient just sitting here. So this is the box design, the final box design, and we decided to go with this Art Nouveau style, which I think is a perfect addition to the whole vibe of the deck. I think this is probably really what the deck needed. But but and following that decision, we thought that it would be good to have an Art Nouveau inspired font for the box fine print. So I'm going to show you. This is the box. Oh my god, this takes so long. Come on, boy. And I got your latest limited Suits of Life cards in the mail a while. Oh, perfect. Looking forward to supporting this Suits of Life card decks. Yeah, I'm very happy to hear that, mate. That's great. Very glad about that. So you see, can I increase the quality of this somehow? View. Mode? No? I know there's in InDesign there's 3 different preview, like page preview versions. Higher quality and lower quality. And this seems to be low quality right now. Well, this is I'm going to show you this in a different window. Just a second. So here we go. So for the fine print for my test, on my test print boxes, I used the, what was the name? Nichrome, genau. I used the Nichrome font and I liked it there a lot. But also here, I am not 100% sure if this, I think it fits the logo, so the Suits of Life title logo thing, but I'm still not sure if this works great as a font in a book. So I think it's nice, but I feel like the readability is not perfect. So we'll see. What I'm going to do is I'm going to print this out in a minute, and I'm going to test and try and see the overall impressions. I'm going to do a 11 point and let's make 9.5 just for trying and testing. And see how this looks. Although if I look from like, if I look at it in the smaller version, I do like it. It has a good impression on me. What? We'll see. It's always important to print out the texts and see how they look. Okay. And then I also I was looking for different or other alternative Art Nouveau influenced fonts, and I found this Aquavit. And I really love this. I'm a big fan, and I think this might be the font I want to use. At least it's my favorite right now, but I didn't print it so far as well. So let's see. Where is insert spell text? Yes. So let's make this 11 as well. Make this 9.5 as well. I think this one here has the biggest advantages when it comes to readability in smaller sizes. It looks a bit old school, but if you look closer, it really isn't. Yeah, we'll see. And also this has lots of different styles, which is good. if you guys have a favorite, so and if you guys have an opinion about this, let me know. I'd love to hear your thought. Maybe the aquavit is giving you very, very bad vibes. Let me know. It would be cool to hear what you think. Can I change the texture in? I can edit the filler text, which is weird. I wanna change the style of some of this. I'm sure there's some kind of function like turn the filler text into real text, but okay. Whatever, it's not that important. The only thing I don't like about the aquavit is that it doesn't have an italic style. I like to use italic here and there. I'm not sure if the Nichrome has, to be honest. Yeah, it does. It does. So this one, yeah, that's a pro argument for the Nichrome. All right, let's print this and see how it looks. That's page 2. Eight 550, yes, please. Oh, I'm going to add a frame to the page so I can check the original page size as well. Oh, it's the capacity no. Oh. I'm not sure if there's a frame here. No, it isn't. Aha. Okay, perfect. All right. Pages 2. Okay. Interesting that these fonts are so different. Usually I have a clear direction in mind for what I want to do or where I want to go with these. And then it's just nuances that decide what I... Ah, this is the shortcut for preview. Nice. The same as InDesign, but with a shift. So I usually have this direction, but here these two are very different. So interesting. I also had the, what's it called? Something with a Q or so? No. I have one other font I had in mind that could be a good fit for this. Where is it? What's the name? I can't remember the name. But this might be very similar to the Aquavit. Aquavit. Anyway. Now I wanna Brule, right? This one. Oh no, it's different. It's pretty different. I had it. I remembered it very much more straightforward. So, you know, this is too playful for longer text. Doesn't work for me. Even though it's great for headlines. Hey Kobayashi, how's it going? Greetings, back at ya. Okay. So here's the original page size, 170 by 240. Gotta say the nichrome looks better printed out than it does on screen. That's interesting. Won't help you much, but I'm going to... so this is the nichrome and the Aquavit. I think the streaming resolution won't even be able to display that in a good way, but... oh god, this is such a hard decision, I think. I like them both. I think I need to lay out a couple pages and see what looks better. But this is harder. I was relatively sure that I wouldn't like the nichrome printed. But now... Okay. I'm working with both of them for now, and I will find out what works later. Isn't this great? I love graphic design because we have so many possibilities and so many hard choices to make. Oh, I'm also very good. Kobayashi, thanks very much. I am a little stressed and nervous about my Kickstarter campaign because there's not much time left to build a campaign, but it's looking pretty decent already. But there's still, yeah, lots of work to do. And apart from that, I'm very well. So it could be worse. As we Germans like to say, it could be worse. Yeah, exactly. I also suspected the Aquavit, the bottom one, to be better readable. It's just easier on the eye. But I'm really surprised. So what I find difficult on screen with the nichrome is that it has these different wide or narrow letters. So you have a very round O, this one here. This one here, this is an O. And then it has like a very narrow R, a very narrow U. So, I mean, this is what gives this Art Nouveau character. But I also suspected this to be difficult to read printed out. But now that I look at it, it is pretty well readable. So I'm surprised about that. Thought this would be clearer. But I think this is probably a safer choice when it comes to readability. And it's also, I think the vibe fits the Art Nouveau style of the logo very well too. So yeah, sure. I'm going to give you a link just a second. So it's going to start February 10. Here you go. And you'll be able to get the Suits of Life playing card deck, and also what I'm doing right now, which is the Suits of Love art book. So I'm hoping that I will have that finished until the end of campaign. Right now my goal is to have a couple pages I can present in mockups for the campaign, but it should be done. I mean, all the art is done anyway, so yeah. I think the text size for the Aquavit could be just a tiny bit larger. Probably a 10 point, we'll see. And I want to just build a couple sample elements that will help me to decide, or that will help me to build the layout. For example, I'm making off pages, like where I show how I made the artworks and how I came up with the ideas and everything. Basically what I explained in my... I think this book will probably be my YouTube videos where I show my making of the card stack as a book. I think this sums it up pretty well. I'm a bit annoyed that the filler text can't be edited. This has to be... I mean, it has to be some kind of function that lets me write in here. It's weird. Expand field. Oh, this was it. Perfect. Expand field is what I needed. Yo, Jakob, how's Affinity treating you? Pretty well so far. It's pretty good. So I found everything faster than I thought. I gotta say, the InDesign experience pays off very well because it's everything is in a slightly different place and doesn't have the same shortcut, but the way it's organized is pretty similar, so that's cool. Let's see. Let's make a sample page for... Let's say we make the diamonds introduction page or something like that, just as an example. The diamonds title is Tasty Treats. So I would probably make Tasty Treats the title, and then we have the diamonds as a subtitle or so. So we might have some kind of subtitle and title here. And then what's place? Control Shift M? Yes. I'm going to check for some material I have. For example, I have lots of these outlines I think could work well in the making of or in the... Well, this looks a bit weird. Check for something else. Text files? What? Why is it looking for text files? Oh, maybe because I had a text frame selected. So what I'm wondering right now is, I mean, Affinity is all in one software, or all in one app. Let's say I want to have the hands of the Two of Diamonds. So this here is the Two of Diamonds card with beer cans. Let's say I want to have the cans, but without the card or without the background. I think I should be able to open the or place the PSD file. Yeah, that always takes a while here. Oh, okay. Oh, there we already have it. Okay, it was not so good for demonstrating what I had in mind, but let's say I want to edit this, and this is a PSD file, so I should be able to open it in Affinity. Let me see. Where's the... I'm looking for any kind of option like edit original or... Yeah, there should be... is there no option that allows me to directly open this from my layout file? I think I saw something. I'm really sure I saw something. There must be some link. No. D2 PSD. So this is 100% possible, but for now this is not a big problem because actually the PSD file contains exactly what I want to work with. I wanted to see how the artworks look without any background. So let's say arrange to back. For example, we have a little introduction going on here about the diamonds. Where's the bottom alignment? Here? Yes. Bottom align. And a nice background color, maybe? Maybe. Can I pick? Yes, I can pick. Ah. So why doesn't it go? Oh, opacity, yeah. Okay, this is way too saturated. No. Oh, we have to hold down the mouse button here on the color picker, by the way. It's a bit confusing. Okay, I need to pick some precise colors from other documents I already made, so this is just eyeballing this a little bit. But just for like this example, it's totally fine, I guess. So, oh, sorry, I didn't read all the messages. Kobayashi, you can back it from February 10. So this will, you can hit follow here, so you get a notification when it's live. And then, as it says here, coming to Kickstarter on February 10th. So that's when the campaign will start. So it's not live yet. So no worries, you didn't miss anything. You're just on time, or there's enough time to support this. Frame 1, how's my life as a con artist? I'm going to get back to that in a minute. I'm just going through the messages. Yeah, it's not bad for being free. Yeah, absolutely. I gotta say, oh, you say I can double click it. Really? No, that's not doing anything. I'm also not sure. There must be like a links or like some list of elements that I have placed in the file. Just like I have in InDesign. I'm 100% sure there is something like that. I don't know where it is. That's the problem. Oh, I'm sure that's where I should be able to edit it. Yeah, I'll find out. Okay, but we'll see. It will be possible. Derivative frag, trying to move away from Adobe software. Yeah, I'm the same, man. I really wanna get independent from Adobe. The only issue I have is After Effects, to be honest. I'm not sure what to replace After Effects with. I heard DaVinci is great, but I think DaVinci is node-based and After Effects is keyframe-based. And I mean, of course I can learn some new tricks, but the keyframe animation is something that I like and know, and that, I mean, my animations are usually very simple, but still I exactly know what I have to do. And I guess if After Effects is the only thing I can really easily replace at the moment. The rest should be not a big deal. Oh, no problem. No worries, Kobayashi. That's what I'm here for. I'm always happy to help. A resource manager. Yeah, let me just see. Resource manager or similar. Oh, there's links. That could be it. Yeah, here it is. Ah, links. So here's D2 PSD. But here's the D2 PSD, but I can't do anything here. Can't click anything. Doesn't do anything. Let's see what else is there. Reflight, no, that's not it. Stock, I don't need stock, go away. I don't do stock. Anchors? Oh, no, anchors, I think that's something typography related. Index, what's index? Where's index? Find and replaced. Weird. So what if I drag this here? No, okay. Pixel. So if I open Pixel. Oh, look here. What's this? Layers. Layers. Interesting. So this creates layers from all the elements here on every spread. What if I double click this now? No. Replace goes into the... Oh wait, this did something. No? No. I don't know. I probably have to Google this, but it's okay. For now, it's not such a deal breaker or anything. I can work with this. Totally fine. Hey Thomas, how's it going? You've finished your zine pamphlet now. Nice. Just figuring out printing and alignment stuff, which can be fiddly. Yes, it can be indeed. Also learning I need to put anything meaningful near edges or fold because... not put anything meaningful. Yeah, I was just mentioning that on this stream as well. So just like half an hour ago, I was talking about that topic. That's why we have these, like on double spread documents, we have these lines here, these two in the middle. So to tell us, please don't put anything important between these or it will look weird in the printed book. Yeah, and if you need to line up things to line up perfectly, it's also can become very difficult. Yes. Kobayashi, embarrassing because I literally say they're coming to Kickstarter on 10 February. Yeah, but maybe that's a good feedback to me for people that who are not familiar with Kickstarters. Honestly, I probably could change the wording there to campaign start release day or whatever. So I'm going to think about that. It's a bit annoying that you can't put a countdown to Kickstarter. I wish you could put a start date and then there's a countdown running down. I think that would be pretty helpful, but they don't have that function. That is what it is. GRNCH. How do I say your name, by the way? I'll just say Dubs. So if you embed the document, when you double click on it, it opens the embedded file. Oh, so I have this embedded and not linked? That's a pro. I replace it. Can I change that here someplace? If I place this, I don't have any options here. Replace existing. No, I think there's no... Go to document, resource manager. Oh, nice. Look at this. Locate in document. Here's an embed button. That's not... Show in Explorer. So if I double click this here, it just finds it for me in the document. So it just moves where this sits, like a location thing. And it's weird. There should be, maybe I have to save it as an Affinity file, but I don't think so. I think it can just work with PSD files anyway. So there must be some kind of like open this in. Open this in editor or whatever. Oh, Grinch. Okay, perfect. Thanks for clarification. Ruth, hello, how's it going? You hate the visible frame on a text box. Do you know how to turn it off in InDesign? That's the first I do. You mean this one here? So this is the preview thing. So you can just work like this. I guess that's what you mean, right? I also I guess that's probably also something that you can change in the settings, but what I find distracting is that the columns, the text columns are gray here, but they kind of are always a little bit transparent over everything. So if I have this image here, there's always these little shadows of the text boxes that I find a bit weird and distracting. I guess that's a setting. It's not too bad because you can just change to this view, but I'm also used to work within this view and then just really rarely switching over to this. So that's something I might change sometime. Why is this? This is in a different place somehow suddenly. Oh. Okay, let me quickly close this old document here. No, and save this. I didn't save it all so far. This is not good. Book, Suits of Life book, yes. Yeah, by default it links them. But oh, you mean if I embed this, it should change the... I can't click embed here. Edit document, there it is. Oh my god, there it is. Haha, perfect. Great. Okay, so now I can make some cool edits here. And if I close this, yes, that's nice. That's exactly what I wanted. Perfect. So let's try with a file that has this, that has a background. Let's see. Let's add one more double spread here and place. Let's place the Jack of Diamonds, maybe. Let's see. Thanks for the help. Nice teamwork. Oh, this is also no background. So, document, resource manager, embed. Okay, yeah, interesting. Look, here's all the layers of the original PSD file included still. That's great because when you embed this, it keeps all the files, which is helpful. You even have, for example, the sketch layer in here. So I could place the sketch and then duplicate the whole image and then switch on the other layers. That's very, very nice because you don't need to save multiple files. You can basically, I think you could work with one PSD, embed it, and then show the different stages of the PSD without having to save it again and again, which is really cool. So let's see if that works. Maybe it doesn't actually work, but let's try this. So I place the scribble here, and let's say we have the scribble on the left, and then we have this here on the right. And here I switch the background on and all the little cool items. And oops, and close it again. Ah, okay, that's what I thought. Damn. Okay, this does not work. So you have to create several instances, I guess. How do you do that? Oh my god, this is getting complicated probably. It's really, really nice that this is possible in just one app, so you don't have to switch between Photoshop and InDesign. I think this is really very, very, makes this very, very easy. So now I guess I have to copy this and create another instance. Would they work? Or I could replace it with the PSD once again, maybe? It's working. The others, glad you like the colors, and yeah, thanks for the compliment. Hidden gem. Cool. So let's see, resource manager. So I have 2 times the DJ, which is the diamonds jack. And this one here. Oh, they're both embedded now. Okay, let's see what happens if I switch on the scribble layer again. Close this. Yeah, this works. Perfect. Yeah, this is cool. This is very cool. Okay. This is interesting. When I select multiple items, I have to hold down shift to transform, to keep the ratio when transforming. And when I transform a single object, I have to hold down shift to transform it without keeping the ratio. That's a bit weird. I don't know why they did that, but it's okay. Probably also setting can change. Oh yeah, appreciate the help, Grinch. Perfect. Even while driving. Oh man, that's dedication. Very good. But be careful, please. So, Ruth, it's so hard to change and to learn a new software after decades of workflow with Adobe. Yeah, it's crazy, right? I mean, I'm turning 40 this year, and I feel like I'm getting too old to learn new stuff. Old dog learning new tricks and stuff like that. But it works. I already learned that the preview back and forth switch is not Control W but Control Shift W, and I also learned that placing an image is Control Shift M and not Control D. But I also saw, just for everyone who wants to make the switch from Adobe and isn't sure about how to learn the shortcuts, I saw online that you can download like a shortcut pack or some sort, like a file that you can upload, and then it changes all the shortcuts to the ones you know. But for this stream, I just thought I'd do the kind of vanilla Affinity experience without any mods, so I'm trying it this way. Alrighty. Yeah, I'm 39. I'm turning 40 in November. I got a haircut today, probably that makes me younger. So, but thanks. Okay, guys, I'm going to quickly hit the bathroom for a quick break, but I'm going to continue layouting this afterwards. So I'll be back in a minute. So, Grinch, you're also turning 40 this year. Wow. Well, almost 40 club. High five. Nice. I don't like it that much, to be honest, but can't help it. So this is more fun than I expected, to be honest. It's I mean, this is far from going to become a real book, but it's fun to experiment and play around with it. Really cool. So for the Jack of Diamonds, I think this is a good example for maybe a card that I want to turn into a little more detailed making of. Couple pages in the book. Let's see, I have some scribbles here. Sketchbook pages. Okay, no, this is something else. Is there a way to kind of store away images I don't need now, but that I want to place later? I'm just wondering. In InDesign, you can just put them here on the side, but this is there, but not visible. Maybe there's a setting interface. I would love if that's possible, because I use that a lot. Like I throw just texts and images and everything on the side, and I just pick what I need from outside the canvas and drag it on there. Has to be interface, no? Background gray level. Yeah, okay, this is artboard background gray level. I don't know. Sweet 32. Yeah, time flies. It's and the older you get, the worse it gets. I can tell you. Yeah. Yep. I was just talking to a friend this morning who just had knee surgery, and I was like, yeah, oh, how's your knee? And I'm just coming back from the doc because of back pain, and I can't run anymore. My doc said I should rather switch to swimming or cycling because running hurts my Achilles string. And I was like, dude, what the fuck? Are we 80 or what's going on? We're just talking about disease and pain and just coming from the doc, and it's having surgery. It's crazy. Not very good. Okay, I don't know how to do that. I'm going to find out later, hopefully, but I just open up a dump double spread here and put it there. But this isn't the right sketchbook page anyway. I don't know if I have it anywhere. No, this is not it as well. No. Yeah, we'll see. But I had... Oh no, that's another card. The view menu, yeah. Good idea. Go. I don't know. Yeah, the good old working space next to the canvas or around the canvas. It's an own little ecosystem of its own. So I think these scribbles might be cool for like little sketched infographics or so. So I could add a stroke here that points towards a little text box that shows milkshake. Half empty or so, maybe handwritten. I don't know if this should be an actual text box or could be handwritten notes. I think that would be kind of cool. Biskov. How do you write biscuit? Biscuit? Is that right? Biscuits? So that would be cool to have as one page and then probably the result on the other page. Wait. Ah, cool, Grinch, that you also started or did the switch over. That's interesting. Flip to canvas is the feature you need for pasteboard. Backlash is keyboard shortcut on PC. Backlash, isn't that just erasing things? Or is backlash another key? I'm confusing right now. I mean, there must be any kind of function, because why would you be able to still see the object here if it you can't ever see it? Oh, by the way, I just remember Frame One. I don't know if you're still here. I'm sorry, I forgot to reply to your to your question about being a con artist. I always have to kind of, I'm always amused by the term con artist, because when I think about a con artist, I still only have someone in mind who does like illegal trickery. But yeah, it's been, so I had a great start to that world, or to this niche or part of the art world last year. I've been to 5 events or cons last year, 1 in Switzerland and 4 in Germany, just basically in smaller cities, but also larger cities. So I could see a bit of a difference there. And I'm still, so this year I want to find out who, or I want to experiment with the audience. So I want to visit different events where there's the classic anime and manga audience, like the Japan fans, the weeps. But I also want to try different stuff like gaming events, maybe more art markets that are not so Asia or Japan focused. But yeah, it's I also see that it's very difficult to get tables everywhere you want. So the pressure on the open table spots is very high. Very difficult to get into everything, especially the very large and the very requested ones with lots of visitors. So yeah, it's part of the game, I guess. It's really very intense. So, but I had like my experiences I made last year were fantastic. It felt so good to talk to real people about my work, to have people come to my booth and either telling me, hey, I know you from Instagram or from YouTube, and it's cool that you're here, cool to meet you. Just as well as people seeing my work for the first time and telling me that they liked it and even that they even bought it, gave me their hard-earned money. That's really nice. And that was a great experience. And I'm going to be in Switzerland again in 2 weeks at Japan Impact in Lausanne. It was my very first con ever last year, and I looking forward to go there because yeah, my sales were very, very good there. People were nice. I don't speak any word French, but the Swiss French people were very kind and did not hate me for not speaking their language. And then there's the Made in Asia in Brussels in 4 weeks, at the last weekend in February. So I will be in Belgium for the first time. And my work is very influenced and inspired by Franco-Belgian Lean Claire comics. And I don't know, I thought it would be cool to be in Belgium with my work and to present it there because I have this connection to their comic history and their classic comic makers, which is cool. Yeah. Yes. And I hope I can do like probably 10 conventions this year. We'll see if that all works out. So I applied to a lot, but we'll see if I get accepted to the ones I want to go, and also if my energy level will be high enough throughout the year, because it's just really, really exhausting, and it's energy draining both physically and also mentally. It's fun. I love the experience, but still, I mean, good things can be intense and exhausting as well. No. Wrong. Oh, view mode, clip to canvas, you say. Where's the view mode? That's just the preview mode. Or do I have to say new view? What's that? What did that do? Maybe I'm just blind or stupid right now, but oh, this is kind of two view versions, but that didn't change anything. Is there any conference you can recommend in Germany? So yes, there is Polaris in Hamburg, which was great last year, and I want to go there again. Unfortunately, I plan to travel to Japan in fall, so I don't know if I will be there because it's in the early October. So I don't know yet if I can make it. Wait a second. I just think I have a background layer in here. Yes, I do. I just want to be more flexible, so I'm going to pick the color picker. Switch this off again. And apply the color here because I want to be more flexible in the placement. Oh, that was good. It saved the color. Perfect. And yeah, the one con that everyone wants to go in Germany is the Dokumi, which is I think the largest anime con in Europe, if I'm not completely wrong, but I think so. They have over 200k visitors, and they have, I don't know, 350 artist alley booths or so, roundabout. I'm not sure. And apparently, like, from what I heard, they had over 4,000 applications for the booth. So the chances to get a booth is very low, unfortunately. And this year I already got my negative reply, so I'm not going to go to Dokumi. If I'm applying for a trader booth, so this is more expensive, and it's probably not placed in the artist alley, which is not ideal for me. But I still want to really want to go there, and I would share the trading booth with a friend, most likely. So we'll see. But yeah, I think that's the one that everyone really wants to go, and I know that lots of artists from Europe and even the US come there to exhibit there. Oh, cool, Grinch. Glad to hear you did some art markets. Yeah, so last year I've been to Leipzig Art Days, which is not an anime focused event, but more an overall arts and crafts and illustration market. And it didn't go that well because it was so I still made profit and it was okay, but Leipzig is quite a distance to drive for me from here, and I wouldn't go there again for. I think I made like 300 to 400 euros profit over the weekend, 2 days, and that's for me. That's not worth driving, like 10 hours, to waste or even more. So, and standing there the whole weekend, but it was just very empty. So they didn't have enough visitors, in my opinion. Apparently there was some other art fair going on that same weekend, and honestly I don't know why they don't pay attention to that a little bit more and have a better timing. The other one was also cheaper, so that the tickets there were, I think it was even free, probably. Yeah, I don't know. Not ideal. I don't know if probably full caps headlines were better here. Yeah, the community is great, and it was cool to get in touch with other artists in real life. So I didn't do that for quite a while, and it's nice to exchange some tips and some advice, etc. But if you're not, so I'm not I'm not very good at approaching people when it comes to selling and marketing and promoting myself, both on and offline. So if I have to approach someone actively and say, yo, I want to talk with you about my art, can you take a look? Probably you're interested in buying something. That feels always very, very wrong to me, and I know I am doing that online, and it's okay, but it's in real life it's no, I can't do that. But if I'm behind my booth and people approach my booth because they like what they see from afar and they come closer and say, hey, I want to take a look here, that's usually something I am more comfortable with. I'm not per se like an introvert or so. When someone comes to my booth and they approach like the 2-meter range around my offerings, and you always see, or you can always read someone. So they approach your table, and there's a certain kind of visitor who just wants to be left alone. They want to browse your stuff. They want to browse your prints and look into your books. And they try to avoid eye contact. And I just let them do their thing and wait if they have a question. And then there's people who look you in the eyes when they approach the table. They are kind of have like a more open expression, like body language, the whole like vibe they're giving me is probably more open. Let's say it like that. And there's both ways are great. And I try to read what this person is like. It's a funny game to be honest. I like the gamification aspect, because when someone comes, I'm always like, okay, what's the deal with this person? How's this going to unfold? And if they seem open to me, I also just talk to them and say, hey, nice to see you. If you have any questions, just take a look around, and if you want to know something about my work, I can tell you something about the artworks, the meaning behind them, or whatever. Then that's usually more comfortable for me. So I feel like you don't need to be an extremely outgoing extrovert kind of person, but of course you need to be able to have a chat about your work and to have like an open, to give people an open impression so that they think they feel welcome at your table, etc. I think that makes a big difference, and I see that lots of artists don't do that, and it's okay, of course. I mean, everyone do as they please, but honestly, someone's just sitting there with their phone, looking down on their phone, and someone comes to the table and just don't even look up. I don't think that, or I think there's more potential in approaching customers and making more sales eventually. So I just wanted to try the Nichrome for the headline here. I like the boldness and how clear it is. I'm just had the thought of mixing these both. It's not a completely new idea, but I basically forgot about that option earlier, but now that I see these next to each others, I do like what I see. I think this could work out. Maybe an alternative for me, so I don't have to ditch one font and just go with one of them. Because this headline especially with all caps, I think this doesn't look good. I think the Aquavit looks much better. Much better like this. Why can't I change the margin between the lines here? That's weird. Something is weird. Look, I'm changing the margin. Nothing happens. Do I have to select it like this? No. But here it works. Oh, I think I know what the problem was. Yes. I think this here is just like a override. It even says override here. So this is an override function. And this is the true paragraph leading, obviously, is the correct term. Okay. So this is really cool. Here's a good use case for the whole Affinity switching between the ways to edit the images. So you see, maybe I just want to layout it like this. I think I don't, but let's say I would like to. And there's obviously this beer spot here in the way. So what I can do now is I can go in here. This is the layer with the beer spots. Is this the right shortcut? Yes, it is. I can select this and probably eventually, maybe, no? Okay. Oh my god. Do what I... Why? Why? Okay, I think I could cut it. Yes, I can cut it and I can paste it to another layer. I think there's probably a more elegant way, but no. So selection. Duplicate. Apparently it made a mask here, you see. It looks like there's a mask, and then when I place it, it places the whole layer with Okay, this was far more complicated than I thought it would be. Let's see, maybe I have to rasterize the layer first. Yeah, I think that could be the issue. Let's rasterize it. Aha, okay. So let's put it here, for example. Oh, yes. Move. And we have this adjusted so we have more space here for the headline. So I think this is a great example for how to seamlessly edit the files here. Very cool. But I don't want to. I don't want to lay out it that way. I think it looked shit. Thought I'd still demonstrate this. Okay. I might want to move on with the headline style in Nichrome and then the rest in everything that's smaller in Aquavit. Or no, I think headline and subheadline should be Nichrome both then. Else it's probably a bit weird. And another way of mixing these is this is the subheadline. It's of course doing this here. Be a bit larger. So you could of course also do this if you have two fonts. Just mix the headlines here. This could be all caps as well. Yeah, it's an interesting combination. I think technically these two really don't belong to each other that much. So I feel like they're not a match made in heaven per se when it comes to the technicalities, but when I look at it, I like what I see. I think it's looks pretty straight and clean. So why not, right? Yeah, Grinch, cheers, and of course, drop me a message. So this could be something to move forward with. At this point, I might want to look into the font styles, text styles it's called here, because now when we're going to get more into the details of creating templates and standards for text, it will come in handy to have standard styles. So see how this works here. So we have text styles, and usually there's text styles and there's paragraph styles in InDesign. And I think that's the same here. Can I override something here? Because this, I want this as the standard body classic, like whenever, like for all the standard text, I want this to be the style. And usually I would override body here. Can also do standard. And it saved it here. Now the question is, how do I remove the ones that I don't need? Not sure. So, and for example, if you now place a new text box and fill it with let's say this, and this is Arial. This looks naturally not very good and very boring. And it's just one click into standard and it changes to the same style that you have all the other texts in, which is very cool. And then you have, for example, this headline here, and you change that to headline in text. So now I'm going to change that to, what was that? Expand or so? Expand, yes. So let's say I want to add a sub headline, or not a sub headline, but a headline in text here. Another cool headline. Selecting this style, headline in text, and this does not look right. How can I edit this? It didn't do it all caps. That's the capitals. All caps, okay. $11.5, yeah, that's the right size. Let's try again. It saved a new style here, headline in text 1. Not sure why I did that. But this is definitely, this can get very complicated, and this has like tons of different functions for this book. It won't be needed to go completely complicated and crazy on this, but as you see here, there's some stuff to find out and try. I want to erase all the ones that I don't need, so I don't have this cluttered this way. But I don't need to do that now. Here, delete. Delete unused styles. Ta-da, perfect. That's what I needed. So, and if I change this to headline in text, okay, that was wrong. Okay, well, it works. At least it works somehow. This demonstrated how what I meant. And now the coolest thing is, I'm very much in the beginning of making this book, and I might decide that I'm printing this out and I see the headlines are too bold, so they take too much attention from all the other elements. So I go into headline in text and change the style from bold to regular, and as you see, it changes it automatically in the whole document, so it overrides every part where this style is used. So for example, I want to go not bold but dark. I think that's probably not the worst decision. And you can do this with everything. So even if you want to change the whole font for everything, every text you're working with in the book, that's just a couple of clicks and you can try it out, and it's very nice. Okay, I'm going to do that for all the text boxes I placed so far, so I don't get confused. Okay, this is not relevant to me. Alrighty. So what next? What next? think I gotta write some copy at some point. That will be the most difficult part. Maybe I will take a script from my YouTube video and try to turn that into some good text. We'll see how that works. What I want to add to the master pages, I think I could do that now as well. So I usually like to add some standard elements that give the pages some structure. For example, it's a live art book. And then there's, for example, the IMS. I always forget the name of the damn font. It's impossible. What's something with E or F? No? My brain. Nichrome. Yeah, of course. Sure. E or F, right? There's there's just one E in there, and that's at the end. And I thought this would begin with an E. Okay, sure. I don't know why this name. It's really fascinating how sometimes names stick to you, and you hear them once and you never forget them, and then there's others that you can't get stuck to your to your library, to your brain library. No. So let's see. We have here endpoint. Let's make that 10 as well on the numbers, the page numbers. The pagination. Something like this is maybe a cool idea for the... in German we call these living titles, because they kind of change throughout the book, giving you a navigation to where you are in the book and what the headlining topic for this chapter is. I don't know what the English term is once again, but I need to change the layout a little bit because I need more space in the bottom to give this enough room. For example, maybe like 22 millimeters. There will be needed. There will be some fine tuning needed later on for the whole layout. So I'm going to create a grid as well that fits to the font size and font style. That really needs some leveling work. I'm not going to do that now because it's sometimes, at least to me, can be tedious work. That's boring to watch, but no, this is pretty sweet already, I think. How do these work? Can I change? Yeah. Cool. Oh, Stuart. Great idea. Add the font to favorites. Here. Oh my god, yes. Nice. I didn't see that little heart. I also have to buy the Nichrome later on because I'm using a trial version at the moment. But of course I want to support font creators. And the reason why I'm going to set up a grid later is I just see something that explains or shows perfectly why a grid is very helpful and needed. Because you see here these two columns, these are not on the same level. So you see here, you actually see that? I'm not sure. See here, they are, these sit at a wrong line. This happens very quickly, so they are not registered, and it's, whenever I see this in a book or a magazine, I find this hard to accept and take, because it's just bad design work if this happens to me, in my opinion. And a grid will prevent this from happening, because all the text will align to the standard grid and everything is registered perfectly. I can really recommend, if you're doing a layout for anything that needs to look clean and well made, then use a grid. Maybe we can just quickly take a look here in Affinity where the here's grid reset. You know, I don't need a grid. I need a isometric. I like that. Okay, now I opened Pandora's box here, right? So you see, this can get difficult. Maybe it's not grid, maybe it's baseline grid. Yes, that's it. Use baseline grid. So show baseline grid. So here you have the baseline grid, and you see already, if I switch this on, you see all the text boxes suddenly change. So they seem to be all automatically, or they have this option switched on that they are supposed to use the baseline grid, but I have to check if what the right distance between lines is for this text size, etc. This will need some printing, some checking, and some back and forth. But it's easy to find here. No, Thomas, the texts, if you do not use a baseline grid, they won't line up, because, for example, this box here, as you see, starts just somewhere in the middle here. If I align this here, of course, as you see, this works. But sometimes in the layout, for example, you want to place an image here, or just have some variety in where your text boxes sit, to create some white space, to make this look a little bit more easier and dynamic. And then when you just pull this somewhere, this happens. And that's where a baseline grid helps you avoiding this. Yes. So I'm going to sketch some parts in here. So this is just these are just some notes for me. I think I'm going to show some very early and ugly scribbles like these. And I think what the book will also be really nice for is showing some details, because the cards are very detailed. The drawings are just like, you know, how my drawing style is. It contains lots of small elements, and I think what I want to do and what I want to experiment with is, for example, take your time. So Affinity is I gotta say, it's really very fast. I don't want to advertise it here, so this is not a sponsored thing. Affinity back when it belonged to Serif and not when it belonged to Canvas, has been a client of mine. I have been working with them as an influencer, but I'm not a Canvas. So a Canvas is not a no, sorry, Canva is not a client of mine, and I'm not advertising this at all here. This is really completely independent test. But I gotta say, it's really fast, really great. But placing larger PSD files or objects or whatever takes so much time. I just wonder why. Oh, what's place in the same, paste in the same? Oh my god. Is copy paste? Oh, it's standardized. It pastes automatically in the same spot. This is, thank you. Thank you. I never understood why in Photoshop and InDesign and Illustrator you have to use a special shortcut for placing something in the same spot, and why it places it anywhere randomly. You're not doing that. So great. Okay, anyway, I think there's so my card designs have the potential to be layouted in a very interesting ways when I scale these up quite big. This say there's a sub headline. Okay, there's a bit much white space now, so so here's a good example for placing things in the middle between two pages. So if I place the king here, it will be a big problem because you can't the character will be kind of obstructed or morphed in a bad way by the, oh my god, I have to try to remember this word. I'm going to look it up now. There's so many words in German that have a similar meaning, that have a different meaning, but this is the same word. Can't find it. Oh boy. I'll look it up for next time. So, you know, the middle area between two pages in a book, don't place characters like this one in there. So I have to decide for either this or this layout. I personally prefer this because it has more contrast. I think this is probably just put in the middle and a little bit boring. So I like this one much better. And I will come up with an idea what to put here. Probably I can just write a little text about the card, or I can place a different image there. Maybe there's the scribble in the PSD file included as well. Gutter? I don't know. Is it gutter? Gutter sounds so so negative. Yeah, I think gutter could mean. I think but there's a professional term. There's a professional term that I mean. My dictionary doesn't give me the one I'm looking for. I mean, I know it when I read it. I just can't remember it. Anyway, it doesn't matter. It's not that important. I think you know what I mean. So let's embed this boy and see if there's the scribble. Oh, here's another cool idea. Okay, this is the scribble anyway, so I'm going to... Could place this. Oh, no, it... okay, wait. That was... Why did that happen? Thought I had 2 instances of this, but no, I think I have to embed them both, and now I can probably... Hopefully, maybe... Something's missing. Ah, the wasabi. Okay, no, that did not work. Weird. Okay, why doesn't it... Even shows them differently here, but... Oh. Okay, both are embedded. But if I change this... It changes both. Why did it work for the jack, but not for the thing? It always groups these 2 files here, and I don't want that to happen. Why? I don't know. Maybe I should. Maybe I need to first embed one, and then place the other one separately. So let me try if that works. So okay, yes, this is embedded, and now I'm placing another kind of version of the Diamond's King. Once again, taking its time. Aha. Okay, and now I'm going to embed this. No, it's grouping these 2 again. It's not what I want. I don't want these to be grouped. What might be the issue here? Weird. I mean, I can work around it. It's completely easy, but I love that it's possible to not have to find a workaround, you know? Yeah. Yeah, well, I don't know. It's something I have to check and find out. But it's okay. It's okay. I will find a solution. Maybe here. Image placement, prefer embedded. Okay, yeah, I'll check that and find a way to work here. I want to try something else. I want to try copying one layer from this and pasting it into this. Aha, look at this. Aha, that's great. Because I had the idea to maybe place a scribble here or take this sushi diamonds sushi and maybe use it as a little some kind of like icon. I think that's a cool way to give this a bit more to make this page look more interesting instead of just having the plain text there. And that means I could also take the scribble layer and oops. So is this here? Yes. Okay. Well, that's I think that's a perfect workaround. This makes this much easier. Nice. Nice, nice. I like. Maybe a bit of a background color thing going on here. Yeah. Interesting. With pages like these, as you see here, the difficulty is how to treat the text elements like the living title here. So I gotta see later on. You can of course go and make these white for these pages, for example, like this. So this improves the contrast at least a little bit, but I think it's also totally fine to just to maybe not use these on these pages. So for these cases, I make a new master that does not include these, but maybe only the page numbers, and then you can apply master B to this and it looks more cleaner. Okay, well, okay, I think that's it for today, guys. I love this so far. It's it looks messy still and there's lots of work, but it's going somewhere. There's a direction that I was able to carve out of this, I guess, what this book can be or what it can look like. And honestly, I can't wait to get into or to continue the work on this. It's fun to use. I hope for some of you this was probably insightful or helpful. I could give you a little yeah, insight and view or glance into how the differences are to InDesign, and if this is something that you might be easy with you that you might feel to be easy to learn, or yeah, whatever. I think it's worth trying it out, especially as it doesn't cost a thing. I gotta say, I I want to mention that a friend of mine told me that Canva is or might scrape data for the feeding of AI, Gen AI algorithms. So I'm not sure. I didn't get into this, but I think this should be mentioned when you work with Affinity, that there is apparently no option right now to opt out of having your data used. I've been thinking about not using this for now because of that, but I still wanted to give it a try. I'm one of those people who thinks that you should fight against these things, but that is also probably that it doesn't make a difference at all these days, and that if there's no regulations coming from the politics side of things, or from politicians, then there's probably no chance to avoid this anyway. But yeah, just wanted to mention this. I will still continue building this book. Might do another stream next week, and we'll see where this leads us, and if I can create some cool mock-ups for my Kickstarter page. Yeah, Thomas, this will be part of the Kickstarter, so you will be able to get the deck only, of course, but I will also offer either the deck plus book, or there will be also a collector's edition that comes with the signed, I think signed 2 decks. It will be like a double deck, and a signed book, and maybe a little signed print as well. So this will be probably the collector's thing that will be available. And more to be revealed very soon. I'm still working on it. I'm working on the prices. I'm slowly getting all my production prices together, so I know what I have to take for the retail and or the Kickstarter prices. But this will be the place to get everything, and also the only place to get a signed book and a signed deck, of course. Yeah, I think it's all a very dynamic environment right now regarding the how data and how files are being used. So we'll see about that. I mean, I'm a European, so and we have in Europe we have pretty high chances that there will be regulations coming up, and even more regulations. So we'll see what happens. But honestly, this isn't like, I don't want to be kind of too negative about this, but I feel like my work has been scraped and used tons of times anyway by now, and my own kind of challenge and task to be ahead of everything and to stay flexible and creative, and everyone else is just a copycat. So whatever. Okay, guys, I gotta cook some dinner for me and my wife now. So I wish you a great Wednesday, rest of your Wednesday, and I'll let you know when I'm back online again. Probably will be around maybe Monday, maybe Tuesday, around that time. I also want to make like a January recap and take a look at your work you did for January once again. Something I unfortunately didn't have the time to do the last weeks because I was so occupied with the Kickstarter, but I definitely want to get back to that. So thanks for watching. It was a very active and nice chat today, so thanks for keeping me entertained and the nice exchange, and yeah, cheers. See you guys. Bye bye.